Hello everybody, this is the Love Yourself Guru and welcome to the Love Yourself TV and welcome to day 22 of Ramadan 2022 with the Guru. And the word for today is patience. We're going to be taking a closer look at the definition of the word patience and how to integrate it into our lives. So let's begin. If you look at the word patience in the dictionary, it says the definition is the capacity to accept or tolerate, delay problems or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. Other words for patience are tolerance and forbearance. And it's a peacefulness and a calm nature. And if you ever want to really, define something and really understand something, look at its opposite. And the opposite of patience is impatience. And let's just look at the characteristics of a person that is impatient or people that are impatient. Often people that are impatient are restless. They have this restlessness about them. They get irritated easily, sometimes angry easily, and sometimes aggressive. They're anxious. They get frustrated easily. It's either my way or the highway attitude, and they have this feeling of unease. And they always, people that are impatient, they have this very uncomfortable vibration about them. They feel at unease, and everybody around them. Have you ever been around an impatient person? It's very uncomfortable to be around. It's because they're in like this vibration of unease, and they make everybody around them feel very uneasy. Now let's look at the characteristics of a patient person. A patient person, patient people are often quite humble in nature. They practice active listening. They gather all the information needed. Quite wise, very wise. They have a good sense of humor. They're considerate with others. They're good planners, and they have a peacefulness and a calm nature. And again, they're vibrating. There's a sense of ease about them. And if you ever come into contact with a patient person, everybody around them feels at ease. They have this, everybody around them feels at ease, and they're very comfortable to be around. Their presence is a pleasure rather than a burden. And I there's this quote by Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, God rest his soul, and I loved it. And his patience is the healthiest ingredients of our life. And it's so true, because if you integrate patience into your life, if you're patient, what you'll realize that you need patience in every area of your life. And if you integrate patience in your life, it's another way of living. It's a beautiful, actually, way to live. And patience is wisdom. And like I said, if you look at every area of your life, every state that you're in, you need patience in every single one. Okay, so let's say, for instance, your health. You need patience with your health to stay patient, to stay healthy. You need to exercise. You need to eat correctly to stay healthy. You need patience when you're sick, when you're not healthy. You need patience, God willing, to get healthy. You need patience when you're wealthy. Wealth needs a lot of patience. It needs honestly, you need to know how to be responsible and to act accordingly with that wealth. Poverty needs a lot of patience. It needs a lot of patience. Poverty. Love needs a lot of patience. Love needs a lot of patience. The absence of love needs a lot of patience. Success, to actually get to success, be successful, needs a lot of patience. And to sustain that level of success needs a lot of patience. Understanding yourself and others needs a lot of patience. Your spiritualities, your spiritual practices needs a lot of patience. So every area of your life needs patience. And patience is a habit, and impatience is a habit. They're both habits. And once you make the intention, once you have the belief that God willing, in order to feel at peace, God willing, with my life, God willing, I need to practice patience, integrate patience. Then you'll have the intention to be patient, God willing, and then you'll start to be patient in every area of your life and in all your relationships. So like I always said, you have a relationship with everything in your life, and I have a relationship with everything in my life. Everything in our lives is about our relationships. We have a relationship. The most important relationship is a relationship with our Creator. You have a relationship with time. You have a relationship with food. You have a relationship with nature. You have a relationship with everything in your life. And this is what I found. If you're not patient with the most important relationship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your creator, has given you. So after the relationship that you have with your creator, the second most important relationship is a relationship with yourself. If you're not patient with yourself, then you're not going to be, then all your other relationships, the patience in all your other relationships will reflect that. And even if you are patient, let's say for instance with other people, you're not patient with yourself, but you're patient with other people, well, that will lead to resentment, because in some way or another you're going to want something back in return for being patient, because you're not patient with yourself. But when you're patient with yourself, all your other relationships, it's easier. That state will just flow into all your other relationships, and you'll be at a state of peace with all your other relationships, because patience equals inner peace. Impatience is inner turmoil. So if you're not patient with yourself, you'll be experiencing inner turmoil, and it's gonna flow over to all your other relationships. But if you're patient, God willing, with yourself, the most important relationship that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you after the relationship that you have with your creator, when you're patient with yourself, then God willing, you would have cultured the habit to be relationship with everything else. You'll be patient with your time. You'll be patient with the people. You'll be patient, God willing, with the unfolding of life. So it always starts with yourself. And normally you have videos about patience in times of suffering and this is not about that. This is really about this Ramadan, God willing, intending to start to be patient with yourself. And I've written down a few ways, God willing, to start this Ramadan, and God willing, until next Ramadan, to start integrating the habit of really being patient with yourself. And so number one is be patient with yourself and stop giving up on yourself. Be patient with yourself and stop giving up on yourself. I want you to start looking at yourself. You're the observer of your life, and I want you to start nurturing yourself like you're your own mother. Nurture yourself. Be patient with yourself. Don't scold yourself. Don't call yourself not nice names. When you've made a mistake, try to understand yourself and try to learn from it and try to get yourself back up. Thank God a billion times, when you're successful, God willing, lift yourself up even more rather than self-sabotaging the whole success. Wherever you are, don't give up on yourself. Always be there for yourself. Always be there for yourself, because you are responsible for you. And God willing, when we transition to the other side, God willing, we're going to be accountable for you're going to be accountable for your life. I'm going to be accountable for my life. Therefore, it's really important to be patient with yourself, and to not give up on yourself. Not giving up on yourself means to always be there for yourself, just like your mother's always there for you, just like your parents are always there for you, God willing, or what parents should always be there for you. You should always be there for yourself. So that's number one, be there for yourself. Number two is be patient with your progression. Now, once you change the belief that life is about being perfect, then you will start to be patient with your progression. But as long as you have that belief that life is perfect, you're meant to be perfect, then you won't be patient with your progression. This is how I see God willing, living. Living is not about perfection. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is perfect. Only our creator is perfect. Living is about progression. And you really, this Ramadan, God willing, you and I and all of us really have the intention to start being comfortable with our progression, not comparing our progression to others. This is your life. Really focus on your life, on your progression, and realize that things take time and people progress differently. Some people progress fastly, some people progress slower. You progress how you're meant to progress, God willing. So really being comfortable with your progression. So for instance, and things take time for a reason. You progress, you either progress, the way you progress is for a reason, because you need to be able to handle the next stage that's unfolding in your life, God willing. So for instance, me, I progress I progress quite slowly. I really need, I can't take a lot of pressure, and I progress slowly. And I always used to try, I was always very impatient with the way I was progressing, and I was always trying to do more things and progress quicker and get somewhere more quicker. And I just got myself ill. And then I realized that the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my creator, made me, was that I progress slowly because I need to be ready for the next stage of life. So now I'm really comfortable. I'm really patient. First of all, I know that life is not about being perfect, but I'm really patient and comfortable with the fact that I progress the way I should, which is quite slow in nature. Okay, so you get, God willing, get in tune. Number one is realize that you're not here to be perfect. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is perfect. And number two, really understand the way you progress. Understand your nature and be patient with it. Be patient with it. Be okay with progression and the pace of it. The next one is be a patient with the unfolding of life. And this is really taking the chill pill and really start to be the observer of your life, really observing your life and taking action, doing what, not doing anything, not just observing and not doing anything. No, take the actions needed, think the thoughts that are needed, and then just leave the results up to your creator. Be comfortable with the way life is unfolding in front of you. Stop trying to change the way it's unfolding. It doesn't work. It works against you. I promise you, tried and tested. What I do now is I do what I need to do every day, and then I just watch the unfolding of my life, and I watch the unfolding of people's lives around me. And what you'll find is the more you come in tune to how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, just unfolds everything just so beautifully, and everything unfolds the way it should, the more you just feel so comfortable, the more you just feel so patient. And you're patient because you know that everything unfolds the way it should. Everything unfolds. Just be patient and just watch it. And the more you're patient and the more you watch it, the way things are unfolding, and you don't try to change the way things are unfolding, you just take action, you'll realize that they unfold beautifully. They unfold, it's just miracles happen, God willing. So that's the next one. The next one is be patient with where you are. Now, you're always where you're meant to be. You're always where you're meant to be, God willing. And if you're not patient, if you say, for instance, I don't want to be here, I don't like where I am. Okay, but if you do that, you're fighting against the tide. You're being very impatient, and what will happen is you'll just prolong where you are. And even if you, like, everything unfolds the way it should, and you're always where you're meant to be, even if you do go where you're meant to be, you won't enjoy that either. Be patient where you are. Know and acknowledge that you're always where you're meant to be. And when you're patient and you know that you're always meant to be, instead of going against the tide, you think, okay, thank God a billion times, I'm where I'm meant to be. What can I do to really enjoy where I'm meant to be? What can I do to really make the best out of where I'm meant to be? Even if you're in a difficult time, you can always, God willing, your thoughts. It's all about your thoughts. You can always, God willing, do something, God willing, to make where you are better and improve where you are. But if you're being impatient, you're not going to be able to do that. So that next one is to know that you're always where you're meant to be. Don't go against that. Be patient and work with it rather than work against it. And the last one is your relationship with your creator. Your relationship with your creator, and it's really looking at loving your creator, because your creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, loves you so much and loves all of us, God willing, so much. But to increase that love is to really observe just how patient our creator is with us. Like, I observe how patient my creator is with me. It's just so patient with me. Like, for instance, me on my spiritual journey, it's always patient with me. Honestly, always. I'm up and I'm down, and I'm up and I'm down, and I'm up and I'm down. And sometimes I'm on the path, and sometimes, honestly, so patient. And sometimes I sleep in my morning prayers and I don't wake up. But then whenever I come back and I'm praying, my creator's always there. My Creator's always there. I leave, but my Creator never leaves me. So when I'm back, the amount of times I prayed and I say, and I'm talking to my Creator and I'm saying, I'm back, I'm so sorry. You know, the world took me. I think, but I'm back, I missed you. And I know that my Creator is so patient with me and so loving towards me, and is always, every time I come back, my Creator is always there. And it humbles me, because my Creator is so patient with me, so patient, always patient with me. And so how you realize, when you realize how patient your Creator is with you, it just really strengthens that love. It strengthens that love and that bond between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it really makes you appreciate, just appreciate everything that your Creator has given you, and just really appreciate, fully just appreciate so much, and just say thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so much for being ever present in your life. It's just the biggest blessing we will ever have. So I hope you enjoyed this episode on patience. Kindly really integrate patience in your life this Ramadan, and really be patient with yourself, God willing. Be patient with yourself, God willing. And the more you're patient with yourself and then patient with your life, God willing, the more this patience, more your inner peace will increase, God willing, and the more you will be able to be patient with every area and every relationship in your life. I love you loads. Have a brilliant, beautiful, absolutely amazing day.